kids are coming through. And this is where the first 48 games took place at the Brunswick Park, Deer Park Lanes. And here you see a lot of the pros that were competing out in Bow. How did they finish, 6 through 24?
Well, it was a solid prize fund. Brian Voss, very disappointed, finishing 6th. The U.S. Open champion Houston in 7th. Marshall Holman, who's been there before, has won this champion. And Johnny Petraglia, Triple Crown winner. Colorful Chris Warren. Randy Peterson, U.S. Open champion Justin Roman. Jason Couch, the Bakes. Mark Ross, how can you forget his victory last week? The Buzzsaw back this year. Ryan Goebel, steady as ever. Rich Abood snuck in the last spot in the Tournament of Champions, made the most of it. The Rocks had a good year, and John Mazza rounds out the field of 24 finalists.
Okay, and 1996 is on our calendar at ABC Sports, the 35th consecutive season, the AC Delco Classic in Lakewood, California. Mark this down, Saturday, March 23rd, our first of 14. Handshake now. Pat Healey, the amateur champion, and in the eyes of many, truly one of the great bowling champions ever. 22 championships, needs only the T of C to complete bowling's Triple Crown. Like Aulby. Thank heavens he had that strike, because he had a big distraction. Fellow, not knowing what was going on, walked down paralleling his approach.
You know, Chris, he recognized that and took it into consideration and blocked it out of his mind, and that's a veteran move. If you really know it's going to happen, you can block it out, and that's exactly what Aulby did instead of delaying the game.
One of the many college professionals now on tour. Mark McDowell was president of the PBA, and of course, he was a great college player. There are just many of them. And that's where the future PBA stars will come from, because intercollegiate bowling is big, both men and women. Wichita State last year won both nationally, the men's and women's, for the first time. Oh, averted the split.
Overreaction. Overreaction between now.
That is the voice of Pat Healey. Overreacted, you're right. And he does discuss things with Pat Healey. Stuck at the line, but nevertheless, opening with a strike and now marking with a spare. Whereas his opponent, Mike Aulby, who is #1, get this, of all the professionals on the PBA Tour this year, Mike is averaging 226, 446 games. No. The 9 robbed. Composing himself now. 35 years old. We're in the Bulls area for sure. Just did come up for a spare, Bo.
Thank you, Chris Schenkel. Dennis, you only missed the pocket one time in that match, and yet you came down the 10th frame, you could throw a double, and it really looked like you threw that ball pretty well.
You know, I did throw it well. I had trouble the whole time on that lane, going a little light. I just couldn't quite get it up to the pocket. So for that shot, I said, you know, I'm just going to make another move and see what happens. And I threw it well, and obviously it overreacted a little bit for the 6-pin.
How about the two approaches? A little bit different on lane 3 and lane 4?
Lane 3, especially when I went to shoot the 6-pin on lane 3, I almost stuck. I mean, I stuck it and almost fell on my face. But overall, the approaches weren't too bad.
All right, back to you, Chris. We'll watch for that.
All right. There you see Tammy, Aulby, and CJ, Christopher, 5 years old, energetic. strike. Healey. They are going shot for shot here now. All even after 3 frames in the semifinal game. Our tournament leader, Bob Spaulding, waiting to meet the winner of this game. Leaving a 7.
He said to himself in the second frame, overreact. He was light in that second frame, and what he means by overreact is when he gets the ball too wide, it hooks too much, and when he pulls it a little bit to the left of his target, it stays in the oil that's in the center of the lane a little bit too long. Now let's watch his spare technique, especially on today's modern lanes. The 7-pin is the hardest single-pin spare, replacing the 10-pin, which historically has been the toughest spare. He takes that 45-degree angle with the spare. That's good technique.
Okay, it's a spare in the 4th frame for Pat Healey, who won his first match, now going against Aulby. Lake Michigan isn't the only body of water near downtown Chicago. There's also the Chicago River. Fifth frame for Pat Healey.
Really, really bad. Really bad.
Now he's scolding himself, and rightfully so. A 1-2-4-10. While we were away, Mike Aulby in the 4th frame doubled to take a 10-pin lead. 5th frame, another strike to lead by 20, and now by 24. Here's a tough split. 1-2-4-10. It's an open frame. And number 5, here again, Bo Burton.
Thank you, Chris Schenkel, our tournament leader. Big Bob, the championship here is getting a little tricky. Tell me what you see out there and what you're going to try to do.
Well, I had a couple practice balls there, and the left lane is about 5 boards tighter than the right lane. So I actually put a little surface on one of the balls, and I'm going to try to get in and just play all oil and maybe go a little bit straighter.
All right, he's the most powerful player in the field, Chris. A little bit more surface means he sanded his ball a little bit, that he can hook on the left-hand lane. Let's see how he does. Championship match is next.
Very fine comeback by Pat Healey. After the open frame, a strike in the 6th, still trailing by 35, and up is Aulby, who has 3 in a row, shooting in the 6th frame. So now the veteran, Mike Aulby, is strung 4 and takes a 45-pin lead.
Aulby has always told me he has an A game and a B game. And what he means by that, he has his A game that once he has the lanes read properly, his timing is up to speed. He puts everything he can on every ball. Right now he's going with that A game. His B game obviously is a little more protective until the lanes come to him. Every shot's been in the pocket so far. He left a solid 9 in the 2nd, the only spare.
Five in a row. Going to take a break. You'll be hearing the Rob Folks Band, their 50s rock band from Chicago. More of the match coming up. Chicago's United Center is home to guess who? Yes, Michael Jordan is back.